we'll find the dy by dx of the given function. Notice that the function is a product, and we could use the product rule, or we could simply multiply it out completely before we take the derivative. So that way, that's just another easy way of doing it. It's easy only if you know your algebra. So let's just start with the multiplication. So y is equal to, and we need to distribute, or I can't use the word FOIL, but we need to multiply the two. So this is how you would do it. Radical x times 3x squared minus 2x plus 3. That's a plus. So that's plus 1 over x times 3x squared minus 2x plus 3. We multiply it out. But remember that we are now going to differentiate the function. So we're going to think of radical x as x to the half. So when we multiply, we get 3 times x to the 2 times x to the half minus 2x to the 1 times x to the half, plus 3x to the half plus, we could think of this as x to the negative 1. So x to the negative 1 times 3 times x to the 2 minus 2 times x to the negative 1 times x to the 1 plus 3 times x to the negative 1. So we have y equals 3x to the 2 plus half minus 2x to the 1 plus half plus 3x to the half plus 3x to the 2 minus 1. We are simply adding the exponents. So notice that negative 1 plus 1 is 0, so it's just 2x to the 0, which is 1, plus 3x to the negative 1. Y is equal to 3x to the 5 halves. 2 plus half is 5 halves. Minus 2x to the 3 halves plus 3x to the half plus 3x to the 1 minus 2, that's just equal to 1, plus 3x to the negative 1. So we're done with multiplication. Now we're just going to differentiate it. The algebra can be quicker if you get practice. It shouldn't really take that many steps, but I'm explaining every little thing here. Sorry, what am I doing? Okay, so now we're going to differentiate this function. So that is 3 times 5 halves times x to the 5 halves minus 1 minus 2 times 3 halves times x to the 3 halves minus 1 plus 3 times half x to the half minus 1 plus 3 times d by dx of x is 1, d by dx of 2 is 0, plus 3 times negative 1x to the negative 1 minus 1. Now simplifying, we get 15 over 2 x to the 5 halves minus 1 is 5 minus 2, that is 3 halves. The 2 and the 2 get cancelled. So that's 3 times 3 halves minus 1 is equal to 3 minus 2 over 2, 3 over 2 minus 2 over 2, that's 1 over 2. So that's x to the 1/2 plus 3 over 2, 3 times half is 3/2, x to the -1/2 plus 3, and we have minus 3x to the -2. So we're done with the differentiation, but now we need to simplify this expression. So that is y prime equals 15 over 2, x to the 1 plus half is 3/2. So we could write this as x to the 1 times x to the half, which is the same as 15 over 2 x times radical x minus 3 radical x plus, this is 3/2, and this, when it goes to the denominator, becomes x to the +1/2. The sign of the exponent changes, so that's 3 over 2 radical x plus 3 minus, move this down and it becomes 3 over x to the +2.